The coffee mug shakes, or rather his hand shakes as he tries to drink the coffee. He raises it to his mouth and takes a sip before gingerly putting it back down. You see, I really am in danger. I've been taken 4 times now, and each time I was told, through telekinesis of course, that it was marked for 10 tests. 10! That means I have to go through this 6 more times. Fucking hell! I want to reach out and place my hand over his. Not to offer comfort or make him think I feel bad for him, but to stop the damn shaking. It's okay, it really is. Now, tell me again about the last abduction. I don't actually care about the last abduction. I just want to finish the interview and go home. Writing for Eye on the Sky pays the bills, sort of, but it's also embarrassing. I told my parents I'm a ghostwriter for a famous musician. I said I couldn't tell them who it was, but he was British, old, and sort of mummified, wink, wink. They are thrilled. The idea that their daughter's a ghostwriter for a rock star is much easier to take than the truth. But I write for a sci-fi magazine, online exclusive, that features alien abduction interviews. This job would be fun, I told myself when I started. It would open my eyes to possibilities, give me a new perspective on worlds beyond our own. Nope. It just makes me wish I'd become an accountant or something. You see, they have these probes. The stories are mostly all the same, but the minutiae vary. Sometimes the aliens are grays, and other times they're so-called Nordics. Once in a while, if I'm lucky, they'll claim contact with a flathead or a reptilian. Those are much less common, though. This guy rides with grays. But at the end of the day, most of the people I talk to seem like sad, damaged souls who just want an extraordinary life. I look up at my source and suddenly feel like a jerk. His eyes are bloodshot, his hair is thinning, bent over his coffee like a question mark. It seems that he certainly is damaged, but not looking to be famous or special. He's just in pain. I don't believe that aliens came down from outer space and took him for a ride in their flying saucer. But I do believe someone has hurt him in ways I can't understand and he won't talk about. A parent when he was small, a lover who was too reckless. I don't know and do not ask. I'm not a doctor, not a therapist. I'm just a writer trying to make sure the lights stay on and that there's enough ramen in the pantry and tampons under the bathroom sink. I'm just trying to hold it all together. So is he. How about some pie? I summon the waitress over and ask what he wants. He looks startled and shrinks back, almost retracting his whole neck down the opening of his rusty red hoodie like a turtle. It's okay, pick what you want, courtesy of Eye on the Pie. Eye in the Sky. I'm so hungry. He relaxes a little and asks for cherry. I get chocolate pie with extra whipped cream. Later, as I type up my notes, I am surprised to find tears on my cheeks. I'm not usually a crier, and certainly not one to shed tears of the wackadoo stories I write about. I'm tired, that's all. I shut down the computer and curl up on the couch with the ratty old brown Afghan I've had since I was a little girl. It wasn't so ratty when my grandma first made it. It was soft and quirky and comfortable. I dragged that blanket all around the country. First into dorm rooms, then cheap student apartments, then cheap grown-up apartments. There were big spaces between the stitches, and some had grown quite large, where an errant foot popped through, or where it got caught in a drawer pool as I ghosted around the house with it draped over my shoulders like a shawl. I rubbed the edge of the Afghan and let the tears just come. Fucking aliens, how did I get here? This is a far cry from the crime beat reporter I longed to be all those years ago in college. I tossed the blanket over my shoulders and head and pad over to the kettle to make some cinnamon tea and rummage around the cupboard for something sweet to eat. I wipe my nose on my sleeve. My cell phone starts buzzing at me and I jump. I grab it off the computer and see that off the counter and I see that it's my editor. I groan. What the hell does he want? He never calls this late. Hey Carmen, I have a lead I want you to follow up on right away. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's pretty late, Mike. I'm totally beat. Can we talk at the office tomorrow? No, you should call him now. This guy is different. You need to call and set up an interview right away. Come on, I'll buy you one of those chocolate croissants you like so much for the next office coffee run. Fine, just text me the number and his name. You owe me more than a grocery store pastry, Mike. I take a deep breath and make my tea. The phone dings with the name and number I need, and I dial right away. I just want to set up the meeting and be done with work for tonight. I have tea to drink and Netflix to watch. I mean, I'm busy. Hello? Hello, Mr. O'Connell. This is Carmen Lucero from Eye in the Sky. I believe you're expecting my call. Sorry for the late hour, but my editor said you wanted me to get in touch ASAP. Yes, thanks for calling. We need to talk right away. They all did. How about Thursday at 3? I often make interview subjects at a coffee shop. No, it has to be as soon as possible. I can meet at 7 a.m. tomorrow. How about the little cafe on 3rd and Mullen? Can we push it to 9? I really should stop by the office and file a couple stories first and talk to my editor. No, 7 a.m., please. I hold back my frustration and decide I'm simply not up for an argument right now. Fine, I'll see you at 7. How will I know you? This is just a standard question. The reality is that there's a pattern. Usually the people I interview for Eye in the Sky are somewhat disheveled, fairly nerdy white guys between 40 and 60. Sometimes I get a woman, but not nearly as often. I'll be wearing my gray suit with a red silk handkerchief in the pocket. Fancy. Well, I guess Kmart was having a sale. Sure, that sounds great. I have dark shoulder-length hair and glasses. I'll wear my blue coat. See you at 7. Stupid Mike. I think he needs to buy me a lifetime's worth of pastries. How are we on time, okay?
Yeah.
My 6 a.m. alarm assaults my ears, and I blindly stab at my cell phone screen to make the offending noise stop. I hold tight to the stuffed otter I had since I was just a little girl and stare at the bedroom window, tree branches dusting across the morning moon. Is the man in the moon looking at me right now laughing? I would be if I was him. I shower and eat a quick bowl of cereal. I'll wait for a mug of coffee at the cafe and add it to my expenses. By the time I leave my place, the sun is up and the moon is nothing but a faint white smudge in the blue sky. The little cafe on 3rd and Mullen is known for their fancy baked goods. I tell myself I deserve a heavily frosted cupcake and plan to buy one on my way out after the interview. I ogle the glass case and its heavenly contents. Miss Lucero? I swing around, almost knocking over a man in a gray suit. It's him. I know because I'm basically eye level with a red hanky in his pocket. It takes me only a second to take him in. White, very tall, sandy hair with a bit of a curl, horn-rimmed glasses, young, maybe early 30s. Suit is not cheap. This is Armani. This guy's successful. He's got money. This is most certainly not my usual interview. Hi, Mr. O'Connell. I'm Carmen. Let's grab some coffee and sit down. Okay, sure. I actually don't want anything, but I'll get us a table in the back while you order. Order my usual coffee. That's it. I cradle the hot mug in my hands and balance my messenger bag on my shoulder while I follow him to the back of the shop. He squeezes into a corner table in the rear of the cafe with his back to the wall. He is very tall and lanky. He looks like a well-dressed praying mantis folded up into the bistro chair, fidgeting with his watch. A Rolex, of course. What does this guy do for a living anyway? I sit down and pull out my cell phone. So I always record my interviews just for accuracy now. After I transcribe an interview, I destroy the recording. I never share it with anyone else. The people I interview don't always like this because the government and aliens are obviously watching all the time and could get a hold of the recording. It sometimes takes a little negotiation, but I usually manage to convince them they can trust me. No recording. I promise to erase it. It just makes it easier to get accurate quotes and information. No, absolutely not. Okay then, he isn't going to budge on this. Fine, I fish out my notebook and a pen. No notes either. Come on, Mr. O'Connell, be reasonable. I have to have notes to write a story. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Take a deep breath, Lucero. Just go with it. All right then, let's just start by talking. We can revisit the possibility of recording and notes later. So tell me, why did you call Eye in the Sky? Time? Okay.
That's only 25 bucks.
Okay, all right.